Police brutality. Tyreek Hill arrested, handcuffed, and ill-treated hours before Dolphins season opener. What is going on with Tyreek Hill? The Miami-Dade police stopped and arrested the Miami Dolphins star while he was on his way to the Hard Rock Stadium to face the Jacksonville Jaguars. Imagine going to work and it's your first day of work and you do manage problems like traffic and the possible breakdown of your vehicle. But what if you get arrested? That's exactly what Hill had to endure. Those who were on their way to the stadium saw the chaos unfold and shared pictures and videos of the incident. Hill was pictured first being cuffed away from his McLaren 720S supercar, with the cops making a scene while arresting him. And how embarrassing must that have been for Hill, right? Right after stopping him, police were seen cuffing the 8-time Pro Bowler, with one of the officers allegedly kicking him to force him onto the pavement, while 3 others stood over him to keep him subdued. Fans flooded photos on Twitter of Tyreek Hill sitting on the pavement, still cuffed with one officer standing over him. But what exactly was the reason behind Hill's arrest? Well, reports coming from the scene were that the Miami-Dade police detained him due to an apparent driving violation. But Hill was not the only one who got arrested on the day. Dolphins defensive lineman and Hill's teammate Calais Campbell stopped by to help him, only for the law enforcement to put him in cuffs for stopping to help his running mate. That just showed that the cops were in no mood for any conversation and were just too intolerant. But much to the relief of the Dolphins and the fans, the police released Hill after a while, just in time for him to get to the Hard Rock Stadium to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Fans were quite angry and disgusted at the way the authorities handled the situation and questioned what made the police arrest and supposedly use force against a driver who was driving through crawling traffic, considering that unless the violator in question did something egregious to warrant an arrest, there should be no use of force at all. After the Dolphins won 2017 against the Jaguars, in which Hill caught 7 passes for 130 yards and recreated the now famous handcuff photo after scoring an 80-yard touchdown, he spoke up quite candidly on his detainment. Hill said, "I have been trying to figure that out too. Right now, I'm trying to put it all together. Though I am not going to give you a version, I still don't know why that happened." Hill further went on to question what would have happened if he was not Tyreek Hill, and what would have happened to him then. What if it wasn't me? What if I wasn't Tyreek Hill, bro? Worst case scenario, because it's a case scenario, but I want to be a cop one day, and I got a lot of respect for the cops. Not just Hill, but his teammate Calais Campbell was absolutely confused as to why he was arrested for helping his friend and teammate during his arrest. Campbell said, "They put handcuffs on me too, and I was like, what the hell is going on? I didn't understand what the issue was, but for him to put handcuffs on me, I felt some type of way. But that just goes to show how resilient we are. We didn't let that stop us." And it was indeed quite evident how resilient Hill was after his arrest, considering that he did not shy away whatsoever from staging one of the most badass celebrations in sports history. Hill did what he does best in the game against the Jaguars, having 130 yards on 7 receptions and scoring a touchdown with a unique celebration that he most likely came up with while he was cuffed. Hill really celebrated by putting his hands behind his back, referencing the police incident from the morning of his arrest. Now, isn't that absolutely badass? Not just fans, but sports experts and pundits were also quite upset with the cops for arresting Hill. ESPN's Stephen A. Smith expressed his anger over the treatment of the NFL star and went on to compare it to the arrest of golfer Scottie Scheffler earlier this year. The analyst was absolutely puzzled by the way the police used force to take on an already handcuffed Hill, who was face down on the floor with the cops standing over him. Because of the uproar of the fans and sports analysts like Smith, the Miami-Dade Police Department announced later on Sunday to the public that one of the officers had been placed on administrative leave over his role in detaining Hill, and an internal affair investigation was underway in order to review the officer's actions. Now, that's the least that the police could do and should do in this matter, isn't it? So while Hill was arrested and not treated with respect, support of the fans as well as sports analysts from across the world, mixed with Hill's insane arrest celebration during the game, made his arrest kind of bittersweet. Wouldn't you agree?